happens, Europe is sending 3 world-class teams to PGI. Simple as that. And I think there's a level of respect. It's like, do we really want to mess up? What happens if we maybe win that and then die straight away? Or they get 19th position because the local player alive, but we've messed up Liquid's chances of
It's an interesting theory. I think that, again, I don't think we'll see it from Liquid. It's one of the things we have to kind of highlight to you guys as a potential, as something that could happen, but it's very unlikely. Beyond that, from second place down, it's, you know, anyone's game here. Anyone could be doing that sort of play. Anyone could approach the matchup and say, all right, my best chance right now is to take out this team. We're going to be headhunters here. We're going to go after them. That could happen to not necessarily the higher tier 1 teams, but maybe the lower, slightly further down teams. They could, in theory, be doing that. In theory.
The money is quite top heavy, and obviously people will be kind of trying and jump up to that top area of the board, which is fair play. And I think this is what's good, because now it still gives, even though, all right, you look at Black and you'll think, my word, they're still, Genji is so far in front, we can't catch them up. But there's still a lot to play for below that.
Yes.
All right, you don't have to chase first position. Genji can just sit there, do their own thing, but everyone else can at least look and say, okay, well, we've still got 5th, 6th, 7th to play for.
Yes.
All right, and as the old saying, if you're not first, you're last. I can get behind that, but for now, for teams, it's a matter of just trying to scrape as much money as you can, get up the leaderboard, and set a precedence for FPP. Say, okay, you know, I mean, I'm gonna call it as it is. If I were TG now, I'd be a little bit embarrassed going into FPP. All right, it's third person, but you came out of North America as the #1 spot. You don't even have 1,000 points on the board.
It's not good. It's not good enough. So it's simply put, I don't know what's, you know, maybe there could be jet lag, there could be plenty of issues plaguing them, but that's not a performance that you'd expect at this level. You expect the best sort of players to come out here on this sort of caliber. So again, you've got to be seeing more from these guys, and if you're them, you look maybe over these demos, over the VODs, or whatever you want to do, and you reflect on that and try and bring something better into the first-person perspective sort of, I guess, approach. And maybe they just do not mess with third-person perspective. Maybe it doesn't sit well with them, but I don't think that excuse is it's good enough anymore. We've seen the differences between teams who are very diligent at it. The likes of anyone who's within that top 10 currently, who play it on a more regular basis, but then you have the Europeans who aren't necessarily completely, I guess, refined in the same thing. You see that reflected mechanically. If you look at your MVPs, for example, very different to what you maybe expect on a different day. So for now, we are just getting everyone into the game. Again, if you are wondering what's happening, we're just making sure everything's good to go. This is the final round. We don't want to mess around with this. This is what all comes down to. This is the one that matters. This could change everything in theory.
This could literally make dreams or crush them. It's what we've seen throughout the stories. I mean, I'm still going to say for Generation Gold, coming through, winning out of 5 Pro Tours, coming second in 3 of them, is kind of setting a statement. 3 players with a 36-team league. That's very cutthroat.
Yes.
You have to be consistent to get through there. To not only get 1, remember these that are all KSV rosters if you are, or obviously on the Korean scene to see them, to be able to put 2 teams through is fantastic work. We saw yesterday, Generation Gaming Black, they blew it out of the water. They were #1 when we came into today. Both teams have played absolutely lights out, but again, it's amazing how one day can change everything. You get the lay of the land. They were still consistent. I think they kind of, ironically, did what they did in the onlines. They had 3 second-place placements.
we kind of said about that at the start of the day as well.
Like, this would be their first ever event win.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Imagine.
Well, I do see the plane route coming on my screen, so that does mean we are not far away from this now. It means that the teams are almost ready to get themselves into the matchup. And looking at that plane route, Rich, could be a little bit of trouble for the teams in the East.
Yes. Do you want to talk too much to let people see it? Or?
I think we can just say that Gold might have a longer route to get there this time around. Not by a massive margin.
Not by a massive amount, but Georgia Pole teams, anyone north, south, wherever you want to go, hospital, they'll be down looting potentially before we see Millie Base and Novo teams, even Milta teams, actually being able to get the boots on the ground.
Absolutely, and again, thank you for your patience. We are almost ready in this one. You can see the teams for those last couple of seconds going through the motions, discussing what the plan is, getting themselves focused, ensuring they know exactly what they need to be doing. And that team Liquid on your screen there, the ones on the left, have probably the most to be said, but look stoic in nature right now, look focused on the task at hand, and standing in their way are Genji Gold, who have looked formidable, have looked robust, have looked absolutely deadly, and it's why they sit in first position. But it does seem as though we are almost ready to get this one started here into the grand finals. Right now we need to wait and find out who will be walking away in first, who's second, who's third, and how it runs off the back of that, because these teams are fighting tooth and nail for this.
All right, Berlin, this is it. This is round number 8. There's some crowd mics live. Make some noise! There's plenty of people, but there's only one more game. This is it. It all comes down to this. Who will be your global champion? All eyes are on Gen G Gold. Could this be their first event win? And what an event win it would be.
Well, so far, I see Liquid going to the usual positioning. That means we're not seeing the hot drop theory coming out. That's not on the cards here. Now beyond that, I'm not sure what to see. I'm not sure what to be looking at or who gets pressured. Again, 4 AM, heading over to what we know. They've had a couple of scuffles at the start though. This has not been completely smooth sailing for them. They've had a lot of challenges early on.
It's not been clean, and I think this is why maybe they've opted to go slightly elsewhere. I'm looking further afield. Liquid, they're up in Yasnaya. The hot drop's not there. They're laughing. The Knights' usual position. I generally think, unless we see anything weird and wonderful, it's business as ever. Play your game, do the normal stuff. 4 AM actually. They've clearly they want to jump on this one. 4 AM are the difference makers here. They've not gone Military Island. Instead, they're up in Stalber. You know what? That's paid off for them, because look at where this first circle lands.
Yeah, they are the difference makers. You saw, if you were watching the map with real hawk vision, I don't know how good you guys are at home, but you would have been seeing Liquid keeping tabs on this. I think it's Ibiza possibly looking over, looking to see where these players are landing. Is this the hot drop we were worried about, or are we okay? To the back of your mind, you're still worried about that. There is a potential for players to push down south from Stalber and pressure in towards Yasnaya, but again, that shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be the case. And for now, every team is just going to
Gen G Gold. Lock down in Nova. No one's going to touch the Gen G. They're happy. They can do their own thing. Further afield, what do we have? Let's take a look. Gatka Fields. The Aussies are up there. They're happy. Number 1 qualifiers from OCE. Georgia Paul, business as ever. Windfall, we have Avanga. Still. Gen G Black is there with WTSG. Same 2-2 split through Crates and Hospital. Myth throughout Rozoc. OH will take down a little bit of a split here. One of the players has gone Watertown. TG pushing in quite early. They're doing the very, very old, what I would call the super old, the first iteration of Liquid, when they got the vehicles and just kind of spread out between Pachinki, below school area. They do get a lot of vehicles, at least that is one of the better options of that, but still things haven't been going their way this entire tournament so far. Interestingly, through Milta, we do have one of the teams at the bottom that might potentially, I suppose, if you now Generation Gaming have gold, you've got to be careful of that bridge. You don't want to make, in the final game, the bridge be the death of you, because that'd be, honestly, be heartbreaking altogether. In terms of early scuffles, we actually have OMG pushing into Savage territory. Savage have changed things up because they're fight here. There is a player, 2 players from Inferi here waiting for them.
And I'm wondering how around, because you're worried about little Pubg, Milta Town, Prison, all these sort of teams, but there actually isn't that many teams playing that area in this game, so you might just kind of put yourself in a worse position by overthinking things, but we'll keep our eyes towards that later into the game. For now, as you said, there's a couple of teams nearish by, some maybe changing up a little bit, moving position slightly, but again, everyone's kind of respecting roughly where they are. There's always that little bit of a threat towards George. We know that Welcome to South George are there. We know that Gen G Black do play that 2-2 split very well, that pressured down WTSG not too long ago.
Again, everyone's just going to be, this is the quiet before the storm, things will chill out. Everyone's in the normal places, which obviously also suggests that everyone get the gear. We speak about loot routes. This is the problem where people like to kind of take a poke and a prod at you early game. Individual players, when they land, they will have their own. Ooh. OMG, silence down and dead. That's rough. We did speak about this, so this was the Ferry Pier fight. I said you need to be careful of. They dropped off 1 player, but Savage have changed up, so they wouldn't have expected him to be there. Sits inside, 15 points goes where? On a nice start for OMG though. player will bail back to the rest of his remaining team members over in the farmlands.
Now saying that with OMG, they need to be careful here because they were one of the teams sitting in 3rd position. So this now opens up a little bit more potential, a little bit more in the minds of the European teams sitting below them. That's a nice thing to see for them on that kill feed. They'll be thinking, okay, that could be a little bit of something going on for us, but it's very, very light for now. They need a lot more to be happy into this round.
I think the one for me, just because there's so much on the line for them, because there's so many points at stake, is seeing if Generation Gaming Gold do make it into the circle. To get through that, they do have CGW right in front of them. Obviously, you have Honey Badger Nation over in Billy Base. This time they're clean and clear, so no one will be holding them back. They'll have the loot routes, they'll have all the gear in the world, they'll be tanked up. If they haven't got level 2s throughout both helmet, chest, and bags, that'd be very disappointing. More in the back lines when you're thinking about, you know, your gear and your setup, the bandages, the stims, do you have the meds, do you have the first aid kits? Do you at least survive a fight? How's the durability? There is this game actually at heart looks very simple and looks quite basic, but it's so deep as the meta and the things that you need to do to be able to survive next fight, survivability, there's aim punch, there's so many different intricate things that we don't get time to dip into. Something like this though, a circle like this, gives everyone and allows everyone to gear up properly and be able to approach and take fights as they need to.
I'm loving seeing the support in chat for Liquid and Gold. The fans are out in force for these two. I'm seeing the hash, you know, Liquid Gold coming through the whole time. I'm loving it. But again, we'll be seeing if maybe one of those two teams could challenge each other. For now, it looks like, as you said, business as usual. A lot of the teams going for early positioning. And they're going very close to that river that snakes its way through the island. But a lot of teams there, you know, Rostock isn't exactly free and up for grabs. Wardstown, certainly not the case either. So you've got to be very cautious in the northern compounds, the houses and buildings, north of that main river, to the south of shooting range, are already kind of taken up here. There's a couple you can get yourself into. We know that third person allows you a bit more maneuverability with positioning.
I mean, this is the two differences we see between circles, right? If it's an all-land circle, everyone will try and hit land if you don't know where the circle's going to go. But you can edge your bets by getting more centered on the edge, looking around the north and the southerly areas, simply because there is no center just yet. There is no center of the map. The circle will definitely move. So something like this, it will be a little bit slow. That's going to hurt.
Sharp turn, as you can see them shift away as Lion AK lays down a couple of shots with that 4x, sitting very comfortably on top of the 416. Compensated too, that's going to feel very nice with plenty of ammo to support it.
Nice little compound there for OMG. The only thing is that there's not going to be anyone in the cheeky at this stage. You'll generally think, okay, they'll move on. You do have the windows on top of those barges, you get an elevated line of sight. Quite surprised there is two teams actually, CGW and AHQ. Miraku. Like you say, you mentioned it in Twitch Town, obviously mentioned it out here. It's good to see the fan base coming out in full force. Savage. Low kicks, he will be tanked up rather heavily. So depending on what your armour is, you get diminishing returns after that, but still, baseline 762, it's always going to hurt.
Look at this, I love this. The shot of the two teams right now standing first and second. And we saw Liquid play this sort of strategy before. This is something not uncommon to us, but they've gone for the 2-2 split this time. And Gold, very different approach. They have made it across the bridge.
Got a haircut there. Level 1 helmet though. Either sniper, I mean, I really hope that one of his teammates had a level 2. They could give him the level 2 helmet so he does have this utility to be allowed to peek these shots, because, you know, when you've got this big boy gun, 30% damage reduction on the face, it's not a lot. He's the one that you need to be able to give. What's the med situ at 10? Sticks. And adrenaline as well. Okay.
You're feeling very energized. He doesn't get your shit.
Ironic. Careful, that 6 times you can see it. You can see on the map on the left hand side, guys, this is a hell of a dense circle. The Knights though up to still. Guys at the back will be keeping eyes on both Liquid and Gold.
Look at this shift as well. This actually pushes a huge shift on the eastern side here. It looks like Liquid want to head north, and it looks like Gold had the same idea. Yeah. Knights might get there before them. This could be another scuffle. They do not want any of this, and I do not blame them. Samty, get running, boy, because you do not want to mess with these guys.
Lost 2 players. They've been run over. Back to back. That must have been the vehicle it flipped and came.
But Eska looking for the opportunity. Down behind this little bit of a ridge, a little bit of a hill. He stays alive.
Very,
very highly regarded Overwatch player, so you know he's going to be able to aim. It's HP. Smokes are there.
Rogue's too scared. It's such a big risk. I know. How are we going to be seeing a couple of these teams being
a lot of engagement so far throughout this. Playing for 14 minutes, and I think they've already on this hill. They can just keep people in the front line in the houses, so he's got the ability to.
Look at that positioning for you. Played that area. Your one big downfall of the compound that you have kind of Loki and Eska sitting in is that hillside. You get the perfect angle. Now it looks like Liquid have done something different. And they've already spread out some players.
Samty with the spray. That's the red dot. Compensates the blue to get in. You cannot go across that Yasnaya pond bridge. They're going to have to play a blue. Absolutely. If they want to come in at the top.
You then, Stim, in case anyone had seen them, if anyone was on the way, it's a very easy shot. They take the cover, they take the time. Even though it's a very unlikely position there, but they can probably find some safety. They'll be thinking about that. They've got their scout heading further forward. Let's look further.
So this is really, really smart. Northern ridge of the circle. Q-Rad will fall in the kill feed. He's dead. So is Wyson as well. Already lost one team.
They'll probably see each other and veer off course, kind of like Magnus, you know, opposing, pushing themselves away. So yeah, you're going to see Honey Badger Nation. There's not much room around Savannah. You've got a bit of towards gold until you're going to see the shots going through. If any of those connect, you could see a bit of a predicament unfold. But for now, they are safe. But they don't seem happy with this spot at all.
Players back. That's cool.
As Unleashed now does not have any really much to work with, and actually around here, and I do not blame them. Now AHQ did lose out one of those 3 players that was taking that fight, but now everyone has to crunch towards that.
You've only got about 4 teams inside. Refund find Myth. OMG onto.
They're in a fight right now as well. They've just been getting killed here. Buzzrain goes down. This is huge. Eska's in a battle. Loki's now knocked out as well. There's pressure everywhere. You got Honey Badger Nation up towards the other side, trying to hinder their hit coming in. Gold can get the revive towards Loki, so he will.
Does this? He's got a DP as well. All right, it's level 1 when you look at the utility, but still the DP, it hits like a tank 49 per bullet.
Behind Gold could still do some damage. He's in the back lines there with that DP. If he creeps his way up, he could unravel a lot of what they've been trying to build here. This cover, done for. He's working his way forward. This could be everything. Liquid are in the new zone yet. They still need to move forward. They still have to get past Gold somehow.
Yaxi has no idea. Liquid. Could this be the fight to seal the fate of #1?
Should still be on this fight. You're going to be seeing the shots come through, but no tags really being made. This is a scrappy. Already going to take down one. Samty goes. Are they going to push off this? That's the big question. Nade goes up, and it looks like they want to.
He's going to bleed out. 2 players of Liquid remain. This is dangerous, dangerous time. Again, this is the problem for these teams on the outskirts. There's no one in the middle. Everyone
moves further forward. 4 AM under fire, and as is OMG. The rest of the teams towards the south, though, that is going to be a big fight waiting to explode.
Kills. Diaz looking for more, and so does Refund. 45 players. TG still scraping to try and get in.
Having a good game at all here. They're being picked apart by so many different players. Now Gold are on the move. They're going to try. Could indeed be 4 AM, but Liquid again are playing this weird safety keeper for them. Liquid, guys, hunting Liquid. He knows. He wants
that 4 AM player at range with the SKS. Did him a favour. At least Crest Gaming Xanadu, they're out.
His way in, he's desperate for some cover here. He might just be in the circle as well. He's done so well to get that from Refund as well.
Look who's in the middle. Savage, unfortunately, neutral players in the map. 2 up from 4 AM, 2 up from OMG. Oh,
say the least. WTSG working forward, and the circle is.
Yeah, that's the pick he needed. There's only 2 of them alive.
There, but welcome South Georgia Knights. We're almost neck and neck in that points as well. They were right. Gaxi to find one. That
will fall, and that Genji Black down in 10th. 4 AM on the outskirts. They're going to be Gold's next problem. Completely, they wiped out all of the Knights, so they're all still alive. They took that fight perfectly.
Somehow they've made it, but Ibby has not. He got caught in the meantime. So now he leaves just Scream alive, and there's no recovery in this. There's no revives going to be available. No way. If you could try and crawl, maybe get some information, put some markers out, make some comms towards Scream so he knows what's going on. But beyond that, you've got OMG just wiping things up out here. They've been lighting up that kill feed the entire time. I don't know how they've been doing that. Now Gold's remaining 2 players still holding firm here. Not a high kill game for them, but their positioning was excellent. So again, coming into this game, they had such a strong lead. You still feel this should be enough for them.
Got to be careful though. GU and CPT from 4 AM. Depends which way they go. It's 2 versus 2, but Gold are very, very split, so it depends how much the Defilade can actually get eyes on them. WTSG 4-man strong. They can take the northern end of the circle. They're happy. They can play for placement and play for money at this rate, to be honest with you. It's great for them. 2 alive for Avanga, same for them. They want to jump up. AHQ, left-hand side, western swing of the circle. See, he'll see all this. He'll be giving all this information now, calling for Simpson to give him a hand. As soon as we